Good morning, everybody. Happy Easter. Sunday morning. Making a little dinner for tonight, but it's gonna take all day to cook. So I'm Steve Govett from your San Diego Seals. We're gonna make some ribs. I call them cheater ribs because, I'm not cooking them all day on the grill, but I do cheat by putting them in the Instapot for most of the day. So we gotta get the ribs ready to go. So here we start. The first step here is we got about 6 pounds of ribs, and the first thing we gotta do is take the silver backing off here so that when you slice those ribs, they fall apart. I think that's the key to good ribs, is making sure that this is taken off first, so when you go to eat it, they're falling off the bone at the end of the day. So this is the process. You gotta kind of get your thumb and your finger under here. It's really fun. I mean, this is the stuff that turns vegetarians onto eating meat. I know it's happened with one guy that's probably watching this, but you see how you get that off and it just peels right off really easy, just like that. So now I'm doing this in the sink. We're gonna disinfect this sink afterwards because we don't wanna contaminate the rest of the stuff that we're doing in the sink later today, but we'll clean that out. All right, so once we got that step completed, got those all set after we've washed our hands, in today's climate, you gotta wash your hands a lot. So get them up, get them onto a cutting board. Gotta get a good long cutting board. You wanna cut them into about 3 or 4 inches where the pieces are just like that, where you got in between maybe 2 or 3 ribs, and just slice them up. Really easy, there's no real method to this. It's just try and cut them as evenly as possible. Sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 3, but here we go. All right, everybody, next step in my process for the ribs I got going. I got them all cut up, cleaned up, ready to go. Got the silver back off. Next step is to make the dip, the marinade. This is the magic of the whole process. So you start with a little liquid smoke. You find out that in any grocery store where the condiments are. You gotta look hard, but take a look for those. So I'm gonna do this without measuring because it drives my wife nuts and I enjoy doing that. But it's really easy, folks. Like, you get about, that much of that stuff in there. It's supposed to be about 3 tablespoons, but I like to get extra because I got about double the ribs. So you wanna get, you can make more than you need in the recipe because ultimately this is what you're dipping the ribs in, and you need enough to get every one of your ribs dipped well. So next step is some brown sugar. It's supposed to be about 1/2 cup with this particular recipe. So get that in there. Brown sugar sweetens it up, makes it taste good. So the more, the better. All right, so you mix that in together. You got a good base. Then we do the garlic. Garlic is pretty easy because garlic is done with love. You measure garlic in love. So as much as you like in garlic, mix that in there. That's a good one. And then the rest of it is really simple. A little salt and pepper. This one just happens to have about a tablespoon left, so I'm gonna dump that all in there. That's really good stuff. Pepper, spices are up. A little bit of salt, if I could open it. Gotta be smarter than the cat. So a little bit of salt in there. Mix that up. Really easy. That prepares. You're gonna dip your ribs in that just before you put it in the Instapot. So, all right, moving on. Next step, you need an onion. You gotta slice an onion. And the onion, I like to slice an onion, get it ready to slice. I like to slice a little bit off like that to flatten that. So when you're slicing the onion, it makes you cry and you can't see. You wanna be able to get it nice and thin. I put my thumb up there for a guide. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there's my onion slices. You're gonna save those for later. I'm gonna put them on a plate. We're gonna use those later on. Once you got the onions done and the rib juice or the dip, you just basically start to layer them into the inside of the Instapot, crock pot, whatever you have. So you just take a piece of rib, just dip it in there, kind of get it all lubed up, and drop it inside. It's really simple. Layer them up. Next step is you take the onions that you sliced and you just kind of spread those over the ribs, and then you just repeat until you're full. 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 And then Good looking stuff. For this, hardest part of the morning is you gotta wait all day for these unbelievable of these quick, easy ribs. Just this morning, wait most of the day. Look, I got a little, I like to pour that in just because flavor. This time making it, you might as well. Onions on top. Now that pot's ready to go. Made a mess, we'll clean that up later. It says put Pepsi in there, Coke, or root beer, or pepper, whatever it is. The bottom line is it's something sweet, and you throw that in. So these are super sweet with the brown sugar. Sweet, and you throw that in there. Super sweet. Ribs ready to go. Cola's in there. Ribs are topped with onions. That got the great dip. We're gonna drop this into the Instant Pot. Super simple. All right, we're gonna set this to slow cook. Gonna bump that up to about 8 hours, and it's ready to go. Fire it up. It's on. That'll automatically start cooking. I'm gonna drop this on the top. If I can figure out how to put the top on. Boom, done. There you go. 8 hours later, we're gonna have our ribs out of the Instant Pot and ready to grill. So all day, I hope everybody had a great Easter. Man, I was busy. I did a lot of stuff today, as you saw, but the ribs are ready. At least they're ready to be taken out of the Instant Pot and onto the grill. Wow, cooking all day, 8 hours in the Instant Pot, looking good. So now we just take them out of here. You're gonna see, all of these riblets with the onion right around it. Just gonna put it away. They're gonna go onto the grill. They go onto the grill for a really short period of time. It's about 5 minutes. And then we put some barbecue sauce, and then they're ready to go. So I know everybody's getting hungry, and we're close. We're at the finish line here. This is an easy step. So you take your platter of ribs out of the slow cooker, and you get them onto the grill. So you don't want to grill them for too long. It's a really short process. It's really just to get some char on there and to get your barbecue sauce. They're really delicate because the bones are falling off. So once you get all the ribs onto the grill, you're going to take up a lot of space. You want to spread those onions out. They're cooked with the meat, but man, they look great. They're going to taste great. I know that. They might not be Sean Walchef's ribs, but they're good ribs. So we take our sauce and a little homemade sauce here. We do it up ourselves. You can use whatever sauce you want. This is again, simple process. It's only on there for a brief time. You get the ribs on and start hitting them with the sauce on the one side. And just be generous with the sauce. Hit those quick. Don't have to be fancy. I get the meat side down first. Cook those, get the good char going, get that barbecue sauce. All right, these things have been on for about 2-3 minutes. Just like I said, get them all out there, get the barbecue sauce on there, let them hit for a couple minutes. Once you do that, you want to flip them quick. Barbecue sauce side down, get those flipped over. All right, last step. Flip them over. We got them all set up. We're gonna hit them with one more hit of barbecue sauce. Then we're gonna let this thing cook for another 5 minutes, and then we're done. We're gonna get to enjoy them. One of our family's favorite dishes here. Not necessarily always for Easter. I know a lot of people do Easter hams, but this is pork, so same thing. Pile of ribs, all ready to go. Took all day, but it was well worth the wait. I'll tell you what, strawberry salad, some waffle fries, and some biscuits. What a great Easter dinner. From the Seals family to your family, happy Easter. Hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week. Stay safe, wash your hands.